Hey guys, welcome to another edition of What's Cooking Destinations. We're here in Mount Dora, Florida. We're gonna do a little feature on the Lakehouse Bar and Grill. This, if everyone can remember, we had some people calling us about it, was featured on Bar Rescue back in 2017. We're gonna talk to the owner also. They're gonna show us how proper perseverance and following John Taffer's advice, they kept this place going, and it's flourishing 7 years later. So we'll talk to you inside. I am very honored to be here with Rich Marinacci, building owner, property owner, and we're here, like I said, because of everyone asking about this Bar Rescue episode that John Taffer did. Rich, first thing, thank you very much for taking this on. We spoke a little bit off camera. Tell us a little bit of how the events came about and how much positive came from John Taffer's help and how much is really the Marinacci family. Because I'm going to tell you, from experience, like we talked off camera, a couple places that I've gone to, they don't always work. So was it because you listened to it? Did he give you a lot? He seems like he knows his stuff. I have never met John Taffer myself. Just like Gordon Ramsay, who I have met and spoken with, has revived one of the places that I took over, and that one failed. Tell us a little bit in your own words, a little bit about the history behind you guys, how you got back. Because like in 2009, you had to take it back from the previous owners. So obviously, until 2017, you were doing something right. Okay.
Because they give you the option to change the name. So because we have a big lake a mile away, actually about 3/4 of a mile away, so they just picked the name Lakehouse, even though we're not sitting on the lake.
Okay, so that's a little bit of history how the name came about. We're here because we had popular demand from Bar Rescue, people that watched the episode with Rich and his family in here. Going to explain to you a little bit, and Rich is going to elaborate a little bit more on us. This is a place where you own the property.
Correct.
And you were forced to take this one back in 2009.
Correct.
And like we spoke about off camera, you basically were doing something right for 17 years. What was it for? Yeah, like 17 years almost till 2017, where problems started happening. And as a business owner, I can tell you it happens. I've had my success stories and I have my failures. Tell us a little bit about how everything really transpired, because you are a success story, because it's almost 8 years later since John Taffer came in, and I've read the reviews and everything, and you guys are flourishing here now. Tell us a little bit about it, Rich.
Well, what happened was I first took over a restaurant here in 2001, and it was a buffet concept, sort of a gourmet, leg of lamb, roast beef, turkey, very high-end meats. I sold it in 2007. But it was a lease option, so I still had control of the property. Of course, they failed, and when I finally got back in the property, I still had another restaurant, 2 other restaurants. I did not want to do the same concept because they ran it in the ground.
Right.
So I originally just wanted to open up a pizza wing sports bar.
Right.
That's all I wanted to do. I got the idea from a restaurant in California because that's where I grew up. So then the next thing you know, everybody's saying, "Oh, Rich, you got to do burgers. You got to do this." Next thing you know, I end up with more than I asked for. So, and it did okay in the beginning. Then, me running my other restaurants, I'm not here enough. So you know what happens when you're not around.
I know that all too well. All too well.
So anyway, when I finally sold my other restaurant, I was still drifting in and out. And we were making it, but it was by no means, where it needed to be.
Right.
So, and I wasn't looking for Bar Rescue. Okay, so they came out and solicited.
And I heard that from a couple other people that they do. Someone else I was speaking to said they solicited them. So, see, these are little things that you don't really know about behind the scenes. See, I'm going to be honest with you. I see what happened. You were overwhelmed. You had another business. You're not here to watch. Like you said, you started listening to other people. Oh, Rich, do this, do that. I call that now when I talk to my kids and stuff that are involved, and people that I talk to too in other businesses. They call it Greek diner mentality. You throw enough crap against the wall, something's got to stick. That's the wrong way to look about it. Yep. You do what you do best and do that. So that's the right idea.
So when the show contacted me, I said, hey, all right, let's see what they really know. So you have to go through a lengthy interview process. Well, then they said they were going to come out and do an online or an on-site interview. Nobody ever showed up. 6 months later, I get a phone call. Oh, you still interested? They blew this area off and wanted to come back 9 months later at that time.
Right.
So I said, okay, fine, we'll do the show. So, well, you can come out and interview me, see if I get selected. So that's how I ended up on the show. Okay. They had very good pointers, things. What they did do, the positive thing they did, they got me refocused to concentrate back on here.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing they help with. Okay. The other parts of it, when you see it on TV, they bring all this elaborate stuff and they want this from you, they want that. And it looks like, wow, they really come in and redo a restaurant.
Well, I told you what I spoke about with the Gordon Ramsay one.
Yeah, well, I got a paint job and I got a bottle cooler out of it.
The rest was all Rich.
Yep. So, my dad and I have been in this business all my life. My dad bought his first restaurant when I was 5, so this isn't nothing new to me.
Yep.
I just didn't want to go back in the grind like I had to.
Right.
But I did. No big deal. So we introduced breakfast. So now we're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which
God bless.
That helped out tremendously. So it's just perseverance.
And you know what? You persevere to test the time, and if the owner's involved, listen. If you have any kind of business sense and you got a personality, and you know how to cook and how to control a business, control your food costs, you're gonna make it. I always say to people in a business, what you put in is what you get out.
You're absolutely right.
And the thing you don't cut on is your quality. Like we have a saying in our business, it comes from my heart to my hands to the customer. As long as you do that, and that's what I've read. Like I said, I've read a lot of the comments since you guys, refocused, retook over, and it's all a lot of. I've got to be honest with you, I don't really see much negative, and online crap, you always get a negative review, either a competitor writes something fake, but it's all positive, Rich. And you know what? That's why I said I got to come and I got to talk to this guy. And when Kathy and I put it together, I was excited. I couldn't wait to get here to see you. We actually have 2 other things that we have to do after this, but you were my main focus to come here because you know what? You're what a true small business entrepreneur is all about. You know what? And I couldn't be happier for you.
It's 7 days a week. I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning, get here, and who knows what time I get. I get out of here when I get a chance.
Yeah, I know that all too well.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of good. See, what makes it different is I still have suppliers who want to bring me samples. Okay, they bring me pre-made hamburger patties. I hate them.
Yeah.
Oh, they look nice, but it's not the same.
No.
We make our own burgers here. We do everything in-house. I make my own doughs. I make my pizza sauce. I do everything here. But again, it goes back to the quality, and it shows.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we're going to taste a couple of these things, and I'm going to give you from one small business owner to another the true perspective behind this. Rich, I really appreciate your graciousness and your time. I know you're busy. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Pleasure meeting you.
All right, guys, we're going to taste their homemade pretzel. This normally comes in a trio, one with cinnamon, one without salt, and one with salt. I just asked for one because, you know me, I'm heavy enough as it is, don't need any more, and we do a small tasting. So we've heard great reviews about their pretzel. And this is the Sideline Burger, which they kept, I guess, the Sideline Bar and Grill name. It's his own homemade 73% lean beef, and the rest is fat. Homemade burger, bacon, barbecue sauce, cheddar, lettuce, tomatoes, and then homemade onion ring on top of it. So I'm going to do a little taste, tell you what I think. All right, I'm going to taste the pretzel. Wow. That is fantastic. He makes the pretzel in-house. It's his own recipe. That's real good. Next, I'm going to taste the sideline burger. All right, I'm going to have to get my jaw ready to get into it. Look at it. Look at this thing. Wow. Like I told you, it's a 73-27 burger. You can taste the fat to beef ratio. It's delicious. And one thing I forgot to say, pickle. I just tasted the pickle in there too. The balance of this burger is fantastic on this brioche bun. Look at that beef. Wow. That's got to be one of the best burgers I've tasted. And I've eaten a lot of hamburgers. It's an excellent hamburger. Done great. This is one of the reasons why we came here, because this guy's an entrepreneur. He's hands-on, and it portrays in his product the homemade pretzel and his burger. It's not frozen. It's something that he makes himself. Really fantastic hamburger. All right, guys. We've come to another close of another edition of What's Cooking Destinations. I'm here with Rich and Rich Jr. And listen, it was a privilege talking to this man, and we tried that beautiful sideline burger. It was simply phenomenal, and that pretzel, that was. I mean, I could eat all three of them myself, but I'm trying to keep that diet. We're gonna award Rich Jr. and the Lakehouse Bar and Grill 5 Vespas, guys, Jersey. Everything you guys told me about. If you're in this area, it's a little trip. You guys are from go to Orlando. It's about 35 minutes. Come and visit Rich. Tell him Chef Umberto sent you. Tante Bellicose. All right, guys.